Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Kevin with survivalistboards.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the TechSights GI style aperture TSR200 for the Ruger 1022. This is not a paid advertisement, as I bought these sights with my own money. And this is my personal Ruger 1022. I bought this in 1986. Bought it shortly after I turned 18 years old. First firearm I ever bought for myself. Put it on layaway, paid it out. At that time Ruger 1022s were selling for about $120, $125. I think it come out to about 130 something after tax. Before we started the video, I took the magazine out and checked the chamber, make sure nothing was in there. Now you'll notice this rail, I put that on there a while back just in case I wanted to put a scope on my rifle. As I absolutely love the Ruger 1022. And there is only one thing that I do not like about this rifle, and it just happens to be the sights. I mean, the sights are pretty bad, and that is my opinion. I'm sure some of y'all may disagree with that. And what happens is that whenever you're using the Ruger 1022, you see that ball on the front sight? What it has a tendency to cover up your target. If you're shooting at a rabbit or a squirrel, in the sight picture, if you're shooting at a squirrel at the top of a pine tree, just a sight picture is not very good with that ball on there. Another thing I do not like are these little screws in the sights. Is that shortly after I bought this rifle, I broke one of the screws trying to adjust the sight, split the head right in two. I don't know if y'all can see that, maybe not. I split the head of the screw in half just trying to adjust the sight shortly after I bought it. So those screws have been broke for, oh geez, 1986 till now, what, 28 years? So it's a long time, and I've been just using Kentucky windage all this time. And so what I decided to do is not only have the ability to put a scope on it, but I decided to go ahead and replace the entire sights, the whole sight system. And I'm probably going to have to take this off, have to take this rail off to put these sights on. And I'm going to get this opened up and take a look at it, and we're going to go from there. Taking the front sight off was not that big of a deal. I was expecting a little bit more resistance. I just used a little hammer and a little punch, and just my wife held the barrel of the rifle on the edge of the table, so this part here was supported. I was not hitting it like bam 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 like that. This part of the rifle was on the table, hanging off the edge. My wife was supporting it, and I just took the little hammer and a punch and just drove it right on out. No big of a deal. Well, the new front sight slipped on. The new front sight slipped on a whole lot better than the original came off. The instructions, and the Allen wrenches, and the bolts and everything were all included. Screws were all included, and it looks like we've got a couple of screws here with a flat washer on them. There's one and there's one, and they go on this outside. Looks like they go on this outside and help hold the sight center. That's what I'm guessing. Then another one goes right there on the very front. And remove the two bottom head screws and stop washers from the tower sight, and they were already off if they are assembled on the tower. Okay. Medium strength. Apply a small amount of medium strength Loctite blue to the 10/32 screw, and I just happen to have some blue Loctite right here. I keep in my gun kit, my gun cleaning kit, just for that. So put a little bit on the little screws with the flat washers, and then we're going to put them on. Here you can see that the rail has been removed. You see the gun oil film on it. Anyway, the TechSights say to put a little Loctite on the screws, and then simply put them on the rifle. And I'm thinking about putting it up here. I'm not sure, because you see that arc right there? It from the picture it looks like it's towards the back of the rear receiver. But if that goes on the back of the rear receiver, well, it may work. I think it'll be alright. Yeah. Or should I put it up here like that? No, that's not going to work, because some holes are different widths apart. It's going to have to go on the back. First I thought it could go up here, but it can't, because the holes are different distances apart. If y'all can see that. Alright, and then so it's going to have to go back here. That was a lot less painful than I could have ever imagined. The sight picture is greatly improved. Now it's just a post instead of that big ball that takes up part of the sight picture. Hopefully I'll be able to take it out and go do some squirrel hunting, and I will post a review or thoughts on the sights video later. Talk to y'all. Let me rephrase that. I'll post another video about these sights later, and I will talk to y'all later.